Hi there, I'm Jim Raffle. This is the Jim and Shelby Show, all things print podcast. I am joined by
Shelby Music.
And we're in a hotel lobby.
We are.
They're playing Christmas music, which you guys may not hear with noise canceling. So we're kind of wrapping up the year, but that's not what this episode's about.
True.
Instead, what do you want to tell them what we're doing?
So a few weeks ago, I went to PDS Equipment's UV base camp, and there was also kind of the grand opening at Mimaki's new Atlanta headquarters facility. Okay. And it was a one-day event. Lots of people were there. It's really huge and very cool facility, brand new. I do give you a little bit of a tour, so I'm sorry that you couldn't make it, Jim, because it's a really neat facility. I'm sure we'll do some work there at some point, but
I'm not really all that sorry because of where I was. I was on a cruise, wasn't I?
No, you were teaching G7.
Oh, I was working?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's where.
So, no.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I was back home teaching. Yep, yep. I was teaching G7 Plus online. Good reminder.
Yep.
And so you got quite a bit of video. It's kind of diverse.
Yeah.
You've got a tour in there. You've got Carissa doing some talking, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Some of the leadership of Mimaki doing introductions.
Correct.
What else is in there? Can you remember?
You'll see.
We'll see. She can't remember.
I do, but there's like 5 or 6 videos.
All right. So why don't you give a watch, and we'll come right back.
So here we are at Mimaki's new Atlanta area facility, their new headquarters for the U.S. And I've been told that this is the biggest UV tech facility in the United States. Not exactly sure if that's true, but that's what I've been told. And while they're giving some of the attendees a tour of the facility in a different part of the building, I'm going to walk you through the demo center while it's a little quieter so you can see some of the machinery and see how big this area really is. Okay, this event is being sponsored by PDS Equipment, so they've done some really nice graphics here. They made these ID tags for everybody, and they're very cool. I saw these being printed yesterday when I was here for setup. We walk through into the center here. That was the welcome area. And as I said, they're doing a tour right now, so they're in a different part of the building, but you can kind of get an idea about how big this space really is. You have some seating areas over here. There's Michael. Say hi, Michael. This was the machine that they were printing. They do this kind of stained glass effect, and this is where they were printing the ID tags yesterday. We certainly have some samples. Carissa is always part of all these programs. Have some cool 3D printing models. There's lots of other vendors here. People that we see a lot at UV Energize. But yeah, they have quite a large demo facility here. They have a huge warehouse area off of the demo room as well. But great space. And as I said, this was just a good time to kind of show you everything they have in this facility. Iconics Imaging is another vendor who is often at these events. And then right up here, we're here with 3M. Mike Mentone is down here representing 3M, and we have Danielle from NICS, and this is where we are. So that is the facility, at least the demo room as a whole. It's very impressive, and I'll see if I can get us to talk to some other people too.
Good morning. Thank you everybody for being here. Thanks for all of the vendors that are here as well for supporting us. My name is Ken Van Horn. I'm Senior Vice President for Mimaki USA. Standing here with me is our President, Mr. Kawagoshi. We have Scott, who's in charge of our franchises. We have Troy, who is in charge of our operations and IT. We have Brian, who's in charge of operations as well. There's a bunch of other people milling around here that I'm not going to introduce. Oh, Don, sorry. Don Knox, who's in charge of sales. So he'll be talking to each and every one of you today. He'll be standing at the door before you. We've got Josh Hope over in the corner over there waving. He's in charge of marketing. And we have Mark that's in charge of our technical services back there. So, and then a bunch of other people. So anyway, again, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. What we're about to take you through is a 107,000 square foot facility. We moved into this facility at the end of January of this year. We went from roughly about 35,000 square feet combined between a warehouse and administration and our applications and tech center area to the 107,000 square feet that you see here. This particular area that you're standing in is 10,000 square feet of that. That includes our IP machines that you're very familiar with, our SG machines, science and graphics, our textile and apparel machines, our 3D machines, and this is okay. And the software that supports that, obviously. So that's where you're standing now. We're going to go through this door here and then through this corridor right here. If anybody's claustrophobic, don't worry, it's not that big of a corridor. And that's going to take us into our warehouse facility. Please, please, please kind of stay in line as we go through because there are forklifts operating back there, etc. From there, we're going to take a quick tour of the warehouse facility, then go into our administrative area, then loop back around to the area that you're already familiar with. That is our demo room and the technology center itself.
So the other thing that's really cool about that car is we use what's called parametric math. And so if you want to make that car bigger or smaller or you want to change the material thickness, you go into the software and you specify those numbers and everything changes. So there's probably like 14 different parts that make up that car. All I have to do is tell it to give me a bigger one and a beefy material. All the parts change, you can relist those parts, but you don't have to go through it and meticulously redrive one of those parts. You can see Chris just pulled the box off the table, and she's folding it up right now. But the other thing the software allows you to do is, let's say inside this box you want some sort of insert, and you want that insert to be resizable with your box. All that's in the software. When she was talking about the displays a minute ago, there's lots of displays. There's actually trade show booth walls in the back. We can cut thicker material with V-cut and fold. There's a whole set of furniture. So it's really like this really cool treasure trove of cool designs. And then on top of that, you actually have a full set of CAD tools. So you can pull something out of the library. And like in the case of this box here, what I did when I opened it up is I grabbed a wine bottle off my shelf. I had a wine bottle on my shelf. And I wanted this little window in here and a little radius at the top to be bigger. Well, all I had to do is click on those, change the sizes. I added this little arch to the top. I just drug in what we call an arch component and did it. So once again, a lot of this stuff makes it really simple to resize. I think Chris is going to town with our folding talents over here. We have a number of these cut out. One other note, you'll see over there sitting, we've got a whole nest of those wine bottle prints printed out. On the thicker material, a lot of times it's better to cut and crease on the rear. And so what we do is we lay the sheet up here on the front, and we got the registration marks. So the first thing the machine does is it goes and finds the edges of the material, then it finds the registration marks. Then we can flip the sheet over, it finds that same corner of that edge, and now it can cut and crease on the back because it's smart enough to know where everything was when it flipped, and it's smart enough to mirror everything that cuts on the back. And so that gives you the best quality on the front. So if you come over and look at these, you're going to see this is perfect on the front. Because we have a crease on the back, there's going to be some indentations, that kind of stuff. On the folding carton, it's not that big of a deal, but as you get thicker and thicker on your corrugated, you want to be able to process from both sides.
So anyway, I hope that was just a good overview of the day and the events that were taking place, as well as I really wanted you to just be able to see the new facility. It's very cool. So if you're interested in a Mimaki and you are near the Atlanta area, they're just they're actually about I don't know, an hour outside of in the Atlanta airport.
Conservatively.
Yeah, yeah, depending on traffic. So it's not like right in Atlanta, but if you're in that area and you have some time, I'm sure they'd be happy to give you a tour. It's really nice.
And I think we're going to do one more episode this year, or no?
Yes,
We
one
are.
more. Yep.
We're going to kind of wrap up the year. And so until then, have a great day.